fleecing your car is what sophisticated financial people do. This is a myth. The truth is that the car fleece is the most expensive way to finance and operate a vehicle. Smart Money magazine says that according to the National Auto Dealers Association, if a car dealer, a brand new car dealer, sells you a new car for cash, they average $82 profit. They don't make any money on the sale of new cars. Their number one profit center is the garage. Their number two profit center is a little square glass booth called the finance office. Because if they can get you to put that car on payments, they sell that book of payments back to the home office, to GMAC or Ford Motor Credit or Chrysler Credit, or they sell it back to Toyota Credit or Lexus Credit or whoever, right? Or they sell it to your local bank if you don't qualify for the dealer financing. And if they do regular payments, they'll sell that paperwork, and instead of making $82, according to this article in Smart Money magazine, they'll make an average of $775. If they can get you to fleece the car, the fleece is worth a lot more because it's a better deal for them. They make an average of $1,300 on the car fleece. A friend of mine runs a luxury car lot, and I won't say the brand. He's a friend. I won't pick on him. But it's one of the high-end ones, and he says 78% of the people drive off of that high-end lot are doing it with a fleece, wanting to look like they're somebody that they're not, and they never asked how much. They only ask how much down and how much a month. These are the questions of broke people. Rich people ask how much. Broke people say how much down and how much a month. Broke people, when they say I can afford it, what they mean is they think they can pay the payments. Rich people, when they say I can afford it, mean they have the money to pay for the whole thing right then. That's how it's done. Truth is, if you own a business, you can write off your paid-for car on taxes without paying payments for the privilege. I had a guy call me on the radio and says, Dave, I own my own business. I'm a sub-S corporation. I get to write off my car fleece payments. And I said, well, guess what? You can take mileage if your car is paid for. And if your car is paid for and you don't drive it a lot of miles and you drive a nice car that's owned by your company like I do, then you take straight line depreciation. I get the same tax advantages without having to give the bank a check for the opportunity. Hey, there's an idea. There's a really sophisticated business person. Truth is also that the way to minimize money lost on things that go down in value is by used, which is what I told that guy. When your business owns your car, when your business owns your truck, and you're running the wheels off the thing, it's going down in value. That's an expense to your business. If you take a $30,000 vehicle, run it 40 or 50,000 miles a year, or run it up on a construction site and let somebody back their Bobcat into it, whichever it is, right? And you devalue that $30,000 vehicle in a business setting to $15,000 in a year, and you'll do that if you're tearing into the thing like that, you've lost $15,000. I don't know what part of this sounds smart to you. If I'm going to run something on a construction site like that and let somebody back a dozer into it, I'd rather that be a $4,000 truck and not a $45,000 truck. And the same thing if I'm going to run the wheels off one going down the road. I don't want to destroy the value of a $50,000 car by putting miles on it. It's that simple. I want to destroy the value of a $6,000 or an $8,000 car by putting miles on it. That's how this stuff really works in the real world. Car fleecing is a really bad idea. And yes, I did say fleecing. You didn't misunderstand me. Okay. What happens is these people call my show and they say, Dave, I've got this financial problem. I'm struggling financially. I don't know how I'm going to get ahead. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, what's wrong? Well, we're behind on the house payment. We can't seem to get caught up on anything. You start talking about investing in a Roth IRA or kids' college, you can forget that. I'm just trying to pay the light bill. Life is rough. So really, how much do you owe on your car? What's that got to do with it? Life is rough. I understand, but how much do you owe on your car? That wasn't what I called about. Life is rough. These are calls on my show, aren't they? How much do you owe on your car? Well, $32,000. Really? How much you make a year? $27,000. I think we found the problem, Junior. Sell the car. What? That wasn't what I was calling about. I know, but sell the car. And it's so bad that so many of the calls, so many people have gotten themselves in car messes that our show is like half the answers on the air are sell the car, aren't they? People start the call out with, well, I know I got to sell the car, but let's talk about the rest of it. want you to drive a piece of junk all your life. I get these people send me pictures of their car, and it says, old beater with smoke coming out the back. And it says, this is my Dave car. What's that? Dave doesn't drive a car like that. I actually understand what you're saying, but I want you to get multi-rich and get you 2 brand new Mercedes and send me that. Say, that's your Dave car, okay? That's what I want to be, the Dave car. Naming your hoopties Dave cars. I gotta stop this stuff. So they call in, they go, no, what's wrong, Dave? I'm having trouble with my marriage. Okay, sell the car. I mean, it's all the answers. It's the sell the car show. I can just leave and play a tape. Sell the car, sell the car, sell the car. It's so bad, we were in Midland, Odessa, Texas the other day doing a big live event out there with about 5,000 people, and this guy came up to the stage and handed me the local classified ads there. And I started reading this, and I was cracking up. The ad in there says, Dodge Grand Caravan, 25,000 miles. Dave Ramsey said, sell the car. Car payments are not a way of life. Myth, you can get a good deal on a new car. Truth, a new car loses 70% of its value in the first 4 years, according to finalcall.com. Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine verifies it with very, very similar numbers. Now, let me tell you what that means. If you buy a $28,000 car, in 4 years, it's going to be worth $8,400 on average. That's the average in America today. That's $408 a month that you are losing. So if you're driving a brand new $28,000 car once a week on your way to work, roll down the window, throw out one of these on the interstate just to kind of get the effect of what's going on. Well, now, you just don't believe in having anything nice. I believe in having a lot of stuff nice. I just don't want that nice stuff to have me. I'm not one of those financial guys that says you ought to live in a cave, collect lint, and only come out on triple coupon Thursday. I want you to get some nice things. But when you pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month, every month through your whole life in car payments, it is very difficult to build wealth. The car payment financially, mathematically, is the mantra of the middle class. You are dooming yourself to financial mediocrity if you keep car payments as a way of life. Get the stupid thing paid off and then do what rich people do, and that's pay cash. Think. It's the largest thing we buy that goes down in value. And the Consumer Bankers Association reports that 33.5% of car buyers owe more on their trade-in than it's worth. That's 1/3 of the people driving around out there when they hit a car lot. 1 out of 3 are upside down. They owe more on their car than it's worth. And that's the other call I get on the air all the time. Dave, how do I get out from under the upside down car? So, that's the deal. There is not such a thing as a good deal on a new car. Ooh, that one's a tough one. Didn't hear any cheers then. The worst car accidents happen on the showroom floor. That's what we're talking about. Now, is it ever okay to buy a brand new car? Absolutely. Absolutely. When you have $1 million. And if you do what I teach you to do, it won't be that long. You'll be amazed how quick. And in the meantime, you can drive some nice cars. But when you got $1 million, you can afford to lose 10 or 15 or 20,000 bucks on something and enjoy that. I got a friend of mine that's worth $20 million. He called me up the other day and he said, Dave, I'm thinking about buying my wife a brand new $70,000 Lexus for Christmas for her present. What do you think? And I said, dude, you got $20 million. Shut up. What are you asking me for? Go get the car. Or the guy that calls me on the air one day. And the call screener software, when I'm on the air, the person's name pops up when Laura takes the call and then types in the subject of the person, that's what they're calling about. And it says, Ron in Birmingham, and it types in, wants to buy a Harley. Now, normally on the Dave Ramsey Show, that's a 32-year-old little boy who's behind on his student loan. His wife's scared. There's no emergency fund. They've got 6 payments on everything else, and he wants to go buy a Harley because he works hard. I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to kill this guy when he comes on the air. I mean, I'm just loading my gun, you know? And he comes on the air, and I'm ready to get him. I mean, I'm poised, right? And he says, yeah, Dave, I've always wanted a Harley. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to have a big Harley, one of those big road bikes, you know, blah, 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 blah. I said, man, I got to tell you, Harleys are cool bikes. They make a neat sound, and those guys riding around on them, they all look cooler than me, you know. I mean, I like them. They're neat bikes. I said, maybe you ought to get you one. Tell me about your financial situation. I'm figuring he's going to start telling me how broke he is and how he deserves a Harley, and he's going to put it on payments, and then I'm going to kill him. So I was kind of setting him up. I said, so how much you make a year? And he said, well, last year I made $650,000. Do what? Oh, yeah, I'm a neurosurgeon. So what'd you make the year before? Oh, $550, $560. How much money you got in mutual funds? About $10 million. Dude, buy the Harley. So I guess we're laying out some guidelines here, aren't we? If you live like no one else, later you get to live like no one else. If you drive like no one else, later you get to drive like no one else. And you don't have to feel guilty about it because you haven't put your family in jeopardy because you wanted a toy. The guy that drove up with the old vet that was so cool on my driveway, he's worth several $1 million. That old vet was under 10 grand. He just bought it for fun. If he drives it off a cliff tomorrow, it doesn't change his life. With no insurance. As long as he's not in it. Financially. Doesn't change his life. You with me? I mean, this is how this stuff works. Enjoy your money, but don't go get stuff when you haven't got the money. That's what children do. Adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. And I know this is hurting some of your feelings. And like I said, it's a gift.